What if I told you that the moment you stop eating, your body quietly begins one of the most powerful biological transformations known to science? Not in days, not in weeks, it starts within hours. And by the time 36 hours have passed, you will have unlocked a version of your own body that most people never experience in their entire lifetime. I know that sounds dramatic. But stay with me, because what I'm about to walk you through is not opinion, not trend, not wellness influencer nonsense. This is organ by organ, hour by hour, what actually happens inside your body when you stop eating for 36 hours. And I promise you, by the end of this video, you will never look at a skipped meal the same way again. Let's start at the very beginning, hour zero. You've just finished your last meal. Maybe it was dinner, maybe it was lunch, doesn't matter. Right now, your stomach is essentially a factory running at full capacity. It's breaking down everything you just ate into glucose, which is your body's most immediate, most preferred source of fuel. Your pancreas is pumping out insulin at an almost frantic pace, signaling every single cell in your body to open up and absorb that glucose. Energy is available. Energy is abundant. Use it. Store it. Everything is fine. But here's where it gets interesting. Around hour 6, something shifts. Your insulin levels begin to drop. Why? Because your bloodstream has burned through most of the easy glucose you gave it. Think of it like this. You've been powering your entire house from the main electricity grid. Everything is running smoothly. The lights are on. The appliances are humming. Life is good. And then, without warning, the power company shuts off your supply. Now your house has to switch to the backup generator. That switch, that moment, that is exactly what's happening inside your body around hour 6. And most people never even notice it because they've already reached for a snack. But you didn't. You kept going. Hours 8 to 12, and this is where your liver becomes the unsung hero of this entire story. Your liver has been quietly storing glucose in a form called glycogen, essentially emergency fuel packs, pre-packed and ready to deploy the moment your blood sugar starts falling. And right now, your liver is doing exactly that. It is pulling those glycogen stores out of its own reserves and pumping glucose back into your bloodstream to keep everything stable. A 2019 study published in Nature Metabolism found that the average person stores roughly 100 grams of glycogen in their liver. That equals about 400 calories. Sounds like a lot, right? It isn't, because by hour 12, those shelves are almost completely empty. And this is the moment everything changes. Hour 12. Your liver just ran out of sugar. Read that again. Your liver ran out of sugar. And now your body is standing at a crossroads, staring into the metabolic unknown, asking one very important question. What do we burn now? The answer is fat. But not fat burning in the way you might be picturing it. We are not talking about your body casually dipping into fat reserves the way you'd tap into a savings account. We are talking about a complete, total, full-scale metabolic overhaul. A system-wide switch that your body was literally designed for, but almost never gets the chance to execute because most people never go long enough without food to trigger it. Here is what happens. Your liver begins producing molecules called ketones. These are manufactured directly from your stored body fat. And these ketones become the new fuel, the alternative energy currency, the backup power source that your body switches to when glucose is no longer available. Researchers at Johns Hopkins University found that ketones are actually a more efficient fuel source for your brain than glucose. Let that sink in. The thing your brain runs on when you fast is more efficient than what it runs on when you eat. It is like your brain has been running on regular unleaded gasoline its entire life, and somebody just handed it rocket fuel. But here is the part nobody warns you about. Hours 12 to 18. I call this the grumpy zone, and it is real. You feel irritable, you feel foggy, maybe a little shaky. You might get a headache. You might snap at someone you love for absolutely no reason. And here is why. Your brain is literally in the process of learning how to use a completely different fuel source. It has spent your entire life running on glucose. and now suddenly you're asking it to switch. It's like forcing a car that has only ever run on gasoline to suddenly switch to diesel. There is an adjustment period, there is resistance, there is friction. But once your body gets through it, what happens next is nothing short of remarkable. Hour 18. Mark this one, because this is where the transformation truly begins. By hour 18, ketone levels in your blood have increased by 300%. That's not a typo. 300%. A study published in Science Translational Medicine confirmed this. And what comes with that surge in ketones? The brain fog lifts, the irritability fades, and in its place something unexpected arrives. Clarity, focus, a kind of mental sharpness that feels almost unfamiliar if you've never experienced it before. Some people describe it as euphoric, and the science actually backs that up because ketones have a measurable effect on brain chemistry that supports mood, stability, and cognitive performance. But wait, because right around this same time, something even more extraordinary is happening at the cellular level. Something that won 10 scientists a Nobel Prize in Medicine in 2016. Something called autophagy. Autophagy. The word literally means self-eating in Greek. And while that sounds alarming, what it actually means is this: your cells, deprived of external nutrients, have begun going through their own internal recycling process. They are hunting down damaged proteins, misfolded enzymes, broken down mitochondria, cellular debris that has been accumulating over years, and they are breaking all of it down and using those raw materials to build new, healthy cellular components. Your body, under the pressure of fasting, has become its own renovation crew. Dr. Walter Longo at the University of Southern California describes this as cellular rejuvenation. And he means that literally. The cells that come out of autophagy are cleaner, more efficient, more functional than the ones that went in. And you triggered this entire process simply by not eating. Think about that. One of the most powerful anti-aging cellular repair mechanisms your body possesses, and all it needed was the right conditions to activate. Hour 24, you have now officially entered deep ketosis. Your body is a fat-burning furnace operating at full efficiency. But here is something important, something that gets completely overlooked in most conversations about fasting. The benefits at this stage go so far beyond just burning fat. Your insulin levels have dropped to near baseline. And according to a 2020 study published in Cell Reports, these dramatically low insulin states trigger a significant reduction in inflammatory markers throughout the body. Now, why does that matter? Because chronic inflammation, the slow, silent, persistent kind, is the root cause of some of the most devastating diseases in the modern world. Heart disease, type 2 diabetes, Alzheimer's, certain cancers. These conditions do not appear overnight. They build slowly over years, fueled in large part by chronic low-grade inflammation. And right now, at hour 24 of your fast, your body is actively turning that fire alarm off. And your immune system, it's getting a complete reboot. Researchers at the University of Southern California discovered that prolonged fasting triggers the body to recycle old, damaged immune cells and replace them with brand new ones. Your white blood cell count literally regenerates. It is as if your immune system just received a full software update. Old bugs cleared, new programming installed, defense systems restored. Hour 30. Okay. Now we are entering territory that genuinely surprised me when I first came across the research. Because at hour 30, your growth hormone levels don't just rise, they explode. We are talking about a 1,300% increase in women and a 2,000% increase in men. Those numbers come from a landmark study published in the Journal of Clinical Investigation. And before you ask, yes, those numbers are real. Growth hormone is your body's primary repair and rebuild signal. It tells your muscles to hold on. It tells your tissues to preserve themselves. It tells your body, in no uncertain terms, that we are not going to sacrifice muscle mass just because food is temporarily unavailable. And this is precisely why the old fear about fasting destroying your muscles is Simply not supported by the science. Your body is not going to start eating its own muscle tissue when it has tens of thousands of calories sitting in fat storage. Evolution did not design us to be that inefficient. Your body is smarter than that. Far smarter. Hour 36. You made it. And this is what peak metabolic flexibility looks like. Your mitochondria, the power plants inside every single one of your cells, are running cleaner and more efficiently than they have in years. A study published in Nature Communications showed that fasting triggers something called mitochondrial biogenesis. Your cells are not just using existing power plants more efficiently, they are building brand new ones from scratch. New mitochondria, new capacity, new energy potential. Your brain is sharp, your body is stable. And here is the part that surprises almost everyone who actually goes through this. You are not even that hungry anymore, because your body has fully, completely adapted to burning fat for fuel. The hunger that felt overwhelming at hour 14 is barely a whisper at hour 36. Your body found its groove. It figured it out. And now it is running on its own reserves like it was always meant to. You have essentially hacked your own metabolism. Now, before you close this video and immediately decide to stop eating for 2 days, I need to be straight with you for a moment, because everything I just described is real and the science behind it is solid. But extended fasting is not for everyone. If you are pregnant, if you are diabetic, if you have a history of eating disorders, or if you are on any kind of medication that requires food, please talk to your doctor before you attempt anything like this. I am serious about that. This is not a disclaimer I'm throwing in to cover myself. It is genuinely important information. And here is the other thing I want you to know. You do not need to fast for 36 hours to start experiencing these benefits. A simple 16-hour overnight fast, which you can achieve by just stopping eating after dinner and skipping breakfast, is enough to trigger autophagy and begin improving your insulin sensitivity. The 36-hour mark is simply where the effects become absolutely undeniable, where the transformation goes from subtle to significant. But if you do decide to push further, here is how to do it right. Start slow. Do not jump straight to 36 hours. Begin with 12. Get comfortable. Then push to 16, then maybe 24. Give your body time to adapt before you ask it to go further. Stay hydrated throughout the entire process. Water is your best friend. Black coffee and unsweetened tea are also completely fine. They will not break your fast, and they will help you get through the harder hours. And when the time comes to break your fast, please do not immediately dive into the heaviest meal you can find. Start gentle. Bone broth, a small salad, something light that eases your digestive system back into action. Your body just went through a profound metabolic experience. Honor that. So let's bring it all the way back to the beginning. 36 hours without food. What actually happened? Your liver stepped up when your glucose ran out and became a ketone manufacturing powerhouse. Your brain switched its entire fuel source and came out the other side running sharper and cleaner than before. Your cells activated autophagy and spent hours recycling their own damaged debris into fresh functional building materials. Your immune system generated brand new white blood cells. Your growth hormone surged to levels most people will never reach in their entire lives. Your mitochondria strengthened and multiplied. Your chronic inflammation began to quiet. And your body, the same body you've been living in your entire life, revealed a capacity for adaptation and self-renewal that most people never give it the chance to show. Your organs were not ready for this, but they rose to the challenge every single time. And that is the thing I want you to walk away with today. Your body is not fragile. It is not weak. It is not slowly falling apart. It is an extraordinarily intelligent biological system that has been fine-tuned over millions of years of evolution. And sometimes all it needs is the right conditions to show you exactly what it is capable of. If this video opened your eyes, if it made you think differently about your body and what it can do, then do me one simple favor. hit that like button right now. It takes 1 second and it genuinely helps this channel reach more people who need to hear this information. Drop a comment below and tell me, have you ever tried extended fasting? What was your experience like? I read every single comment and I would love to hear your story. And if you are not subscribed yet, subscribe right now because we go this deep into human biology every single week. Real science, real information, no fluff, no filler, no shortcuts. Your body is capable of incredible things. You just have to give it the right conditions to shine. I will see you in the next one. Stay curious, stay consistent, and remember, the most powerful pharmacy in the world might just be the one already living inside you.